Hey bananas, I'm Michael Cost, and how do you quarantine like a South African?
Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe during this time.
Hello all you cool cats and kittens. I've literally always wanted to say that, but clearly I have been watching too much Tiger King.
Okay, so we have to twist our arms more. No, because how am I supposed to see what I'm putting on my face? Just shut up. Let's continue.
Hi guys, so my name is Robin, for those of you who don't know me, and this is my sister, Asi.
Hi guys, like many of you, I've also found this lockdown period to be quite a challenge.
Hi guys, it's Bev here. I just wanted to share some words of encouragement.
My name is Relecho, I live in Poch, and that's why it looks like I'm ripping out the whole streets right now because it's empty.
Awe Masakunners, and welcome to everybody watching Mad's video.
Oh hey, did you also just wake up from a 1-turned 5-hour nap because your sleep cycle has reached an irreparable point of no return, followed by your first real meal of the day after binge eating your 800th snack? Same. Hello and welcome everyone. In case you didn't know, we are currently living through a historic event. You know how we learnt about the bubonic plague back in 8th grade history class? Well, your children and your grandchildren. What is wrong with me? While we were learning about the bubonic plague back in 8th grade history class, our children and grandchildren will be learning about the current global pandemic we are currently experiencing, known as
Coronavirus! Coronavirus! I'm telling you, shit is real! Shit is getting real! Woo!
And that is why we should still be washing our hands. Back to Majapoeska in studio with the latest news update. Thank you. On the 23rd of March, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa announced the nationwide lockdown, which was set to commence from midnight that week Thursday. Since then, a gradual easing of lockdown restrictions was announced along with the 5 levels of coronavirus risk assessment. We are currently on level 4. Moral of the story, people, we still have a long way to go before life goes back to normal. Anyway, I did a little skit there. As South Africans, our number one coping mechanism is laughter. I once read a quote that said, "We laugh because our bodies cannot contain the joy." And that's beautiful, right? But apparently as South Africans, our bodies don't know how to contain any kind of emotion. And although some may argue that we don't take things as seriously as we always should, laughter is as universal a language in South Africa as love. And despite how easy it is to get caught up in all the bad news in the world today as it continues to battle COVID-19, I hope that with the help of my fellow South Africans, this video that you're about to watch spreads some laughter, not corona, as well as hope and a sense of community. My friends, this is How to Quarantine Like a South African. I just wanted to use this opportunity to really just speak my mind.
We are in the midst of a global pandemic. As we know, COVID-19 is upon us.
What's the bad regarding quarantine? Anxiety.
Mental health is something that also plays a huge factor during this time. Check up on your friends, check up on your family, and most importantly, check up on yourself.
Whoever is struggling mentally, emotionally, physically, I want you to know that you are not alone and there's nothing wrong if you're struggling with those things.
Although this pandemic may have brought different sets of challenges to different people, we are in this together and we will pull through it.
So a bad thing for me would be uncertainty.
I like being in control, I like knowing what to expect, so that I know how to react, basically. So this is completely out of my comfort zone, the lockdown. I don't know what to expect each and every day. So basically how I'm trying to survive it is just taking each day as it comes and as it is.
While major changes have taken place around the world, I kind of believe that this pandemic has forced us to slow down, to catch our breath again, and to realize what's going on around us.
I think it's really important in times like these to stand together united and to make sure that you are kind, most importantly, and not selfish. I think it's a time to not be thinking about ourselves. I think it's a time to be thinking about everybody around you and to, kind of help wherever you can in any way that you can.
What good has come out of quarantine for you, in one word? Nice. Self-reflection.
I've been able to do so much self-reflection and just be able to see like the positives and the negatives in my life, and I feel like once like this whole thing is over, so much is gonna change. Not just academically and work-wise, but also like personally and, you know, just with certain relationships.
Please remember that there will be life after this, and that in as much as we won't return to life as we knew it, we will return to life where we don't take anything for granted, be it health, be it connection, be it just walking outside, the mundane things.
We are so sure that certain things are going to take place in our lives. We are so sure that certain things are going to happen, and this virus kind of slowed everything down. I feel like I was kind of running almost like a race with my usual routine, getting up, going to campus, you know, doing things, coming home. I think I kind of lost track of the most important things in my life.
A good thing would be patience.
I don't know about you guys, but I've just really been capitalizing on this time, spending more time with my family, reading books that I never had time to read, watching the movies I never had time for. I've even started cooking. I'm wife material. Wife me up. No, I'm joking.
Welcome to Bee's Kitchen. It's me, Chef B, and I've got my assistant, Chef Gummy.
The cooking skills come out. I cook there, family cooks there. We come together, we eat, we separate, we come back, you know. I'm grateful, honestly.
I work hard every day. Well, I try to, guys. Let me just be honest. I've been eating a lot of ice cream, a lot of home-baked goods because I love baking.
This is the most moment of silence for this one. Is wine. Yes. Wine has been my go-to, my everything just to get through this quarantine, but you know, slowly but surely we're running out.
I wish for everyone to look at this as a season of preparation for the goals we planned and envisioned for ourselves.
My advice to anyone is to just use this time to focus on themselves, to grow personal qualities in themselves that they think need work, to reflect on what they think needs work, and to also just deep dive into some of your passions. For me, it's been my makeup artistry. I've been doing a bunch of LinkedIn learning courses to just fill up my artillery.
Most of my time in quarantine has been spent doing creative stuff and following some old passions I haven't had the chance to explore in ages. I've always loved painting and drawing, but I haven't really had the chance to do it since, well, the end of high school. So I've been using this mini holiday to produce as much art as possible. I've also been taking the time to pick up on some new skills, such as embroidery, which has actually been lots of fun, and produce some great results.
I would like to say and actually applaud all the frontliners, the essential services, networks, everybody doing your thing. I salute you, as well as those who have contracted the disease. I wish you speedy recovery, and those who have lost people, my condolences.
I'm hoping that you all have a safe pandemic and that you all remember to practice social distancing and to sanitize. Mwah.
South Africans are very homely, like community people. So stay in touch with community, but still be mindful of the spread of corona. Also wash your hands, it's super important.
Hopefully before we know it, we can return to some sort of normality. And if you have survived the lockdown thus far, you're doing great, so thumbs up.
I know that it's not easy. I know that a lot of life plans have fallen through. I know that everybody had dreams and visions and plans for 2020. I know that, you know, we may not all be in the same boat. We may not all be experiencing the same circumstances, but I just want you to know that no matter what you are going through, no matter what you feel you are going through, it isn't more than you. It isn't impossible to overcome it.
I do believe that it's much easier to focus on all the negative outcomes of the situation. But let's try our utmost best to focus on the positive ones instead. Many of us, including myself, complain about not having enough time on our hands, and suddenly here we are, handed all the time in the world. So what are you doing with your time?
Lockdown has taught some people that the early bird catches the worm.
So, is it just me, or did you guys also just focus on this skill during lockdown?
I said some people. It's also challenged us to try new things from the comfort of our own homes, while reminding us how blessed we are to live in a space that makes quarantining possible, while a large part of our country's population and the world is not as fortunate. The nostalgia for the outside world is a feeling many of us never anticipated having to deal with, showing us how quickly life as we know it can change. But how many times have we felt nostalgic about all the little things we didn't have time for anymore? Like afternoon naps, trying out a new recipe, revisiting childhood memories like playing in the garden, and having actual deep, meaningful conversations with those living under the same roof as us.
Ever look down on yourself. If you love yourself, you will be up there, and it'll come out everywhere else.
The virus may have separated us in the physical sense, but it's brought us closer by forcing us to stop being so cooped up in the busyness of our own lives and make an effort to check in on one another, support local businesses, and appreciate our families who we don't get a chance to spend time with in the normal hustle and bustle of things. As well as to enjoy the company of those who we are often too busy for, who show us unconditional love in its purest form. Although this time has enabled many of us to be productive,
we really have to do well, guys, so it's quite important that we are on ClickUp and doing our work often. Well, that was a lot of work. Super productive, right? Quarantine.
It's also taught us to slow down and prioritize a relationship that we so often neglect, the relationship we have with ourselves. Now that we've figured out how to quarantine like a South African, whether that means braaiing your worries away or inheriting the smell of your neighbor's braai on a Saturday afternoon instead, I hope we redefine what it means to live like a South African when the coronavirus is a thing of the past. Some of us may walk out of this as yoga gurus, professional athletes, makeup artists, movie critics, master chefs, famous TikTokers.
No. Listen, sir. I need to leave the house. I have to go to Woolies and I need to get cream cheese for the red velvet cake that I'm busy baking.
Let's see what is on Instagram. Another one. Why are TikToks on Instagram? I just don't understand. They do look fun, but I'm not going to download the TikTok app. What other thing can I do though?
Unfortunately, Sunday Best by Surfaces is copyrighted, so please enjoy this random substituted song as Jen lip sings. But may we ultimately walk out of this as stronger individuals, ready to jump at every opportunity. May we love each other and ourselves more than ever before. May we treat one another and ourselves with a newfound kindness and compassion after having survived a pandemic that has affected all walks of life. And may forgetting the feeling of nostalgia, loneliness, and frustration not come with forgetting the personal lessons and realizations that this time apart has taught us. May we come together stronger than ever, and may we never take the little things for granted again.
joking.
We've been trying to make Lauren famous, and yeah, we are trying to make Lauren famous.
The only way to survive is with humor. No, I'm joking.
Start a book, don't finish a book. If you're from Cape Town or the Western Cape, you don't follow the regulations set out by the government. And if you live anywhere else outside of Western Cape in South Africa, then you are a law-abiding citizen.
I've experienced a lockdown in 2 different countries in 1 month. Now you would say that is pretty crazy, because it is. It is very crazy. So my video to this lockdown, what South Africans come up with or do, well, hey, that's about it. Not much.